on top of the 42,000 negative thoughts that we have. The reason why we have that is because our brain is an amazing tool. Our brain is an amazing tool. It was designed to keep us alive, to survive. So we often think about worst case scenarios. We often think about how we are going to survive. Our brain is sifting and sorting information. How are we going to survive? Evolutionarily, we needed that part of our brain. We needed stress to run. We needed stress to run, to fight, or to hide from a predator. So our mind still today is going to do that. It's going to give us worst case scenarios and think about and stress about in order to keep us safe. Because if we think about the worst case scenario and that doesn't happen, then we have survived. So today that looks like stressing out about or thinking about the worst case scenario in our job, in our finances, in our relationship. And today we are living in a time where we are stressed out 70% of our day. We are meant to live in stress and fight or flight for 120 seconds. That's it. If you think about a gazelle, when a gazelle is being chased by a lion, it's in flight. It's running, right? And if it survives, after that, if you see them, it's shaking. It's somatically shaking. Or if you think about your dog during the fireworks on July 4th, or when lightning strikes, and it's in stress, it shakes to get it out of the body. Most of us we're living in stress 70% of our day, and we're just sitting there, and we are not doing anything about it. We're letting that get into and just ruminate in our body. And when you live in stress, in fight or flight, it's not a time to fall asleep. It's not a time to digest your food. You're actually cutting off different organs in the body. You're cutting off your ability to digest, to rest and repair. So many people have problems sleeping because when your stress levels increase, the melatonin that our body creates when we go to sleep decreases. So our sleep patterns get all whack. We start to feel really exhausted. Our body starts to ache. We're actually breaking down. The more stress we have, the less melatonin that we have. The melatonin is huge for growth and repair and restorative sleep. And if we're living in this stressful state 70% of the time, and we're not doing anything to somatically move it out of the body, and parts of our organs are shut off for an extended period of time, we are quite literally creating dis-ease in the body. And then if we have these 42,000 negative thoughts a day, and we're ruminating and we're obsessing, we're creating the same chemical structure, we're quite literally killing ourselves. To say that, it's the reality. So what do we do? What do we do? Well, my love, the reason why I created the Pleasure Portal is because there is a way to biohack this brain. There are tools and resources that you can do to remove the stress out of your body so it doesn't live there. There are ways that you can create new chemicals in your body to feel and experience pleasure and bliss and love and abundance and gratitude more frequently. And when I say pleasure, I use the word pleasure, and people think that pleasure is just by climax, just in the bedroom. But pleasure is a spectrum. And pleasure, by definition, it means happy satisfaction. It means enjoyment. When we can learn to experience more happy satisfaction, more enjoyment, more pleasure in our lives, in our daily tasks, we start to rewire those negative thoughts. We start to feel better. We're getting ourselves out of stress. So from a neuroscience perspective, when we're getting ourselves out of stress, we are improving our immune system. We're letting the body, the organs in our body, operate more frequently. Yeah? We are increasing our melatonin production, which is allowing us to have restful sleep, to repair, to restore, to regenerate. Quite literally healing the body. From a psychology perspective, when we begin to experience more pleasure and bliss and abundance and gratitude in our day-to-day lives, we start to improve and increase our self-worth, our belief in ourselves. We will leave that toxic relationship. We will go for that promotion. We'll quit the job and start the business. We'll attract in the right partner because we're not going to settle for anything other than what we know that we deserve. When we start to experience more of that and we feel better, we know more of what we are worth. From a quantum physics and metaphysics perspective, when we live in those elevated emotions, which elevated emotions, there's a scale of emotions. And when you're living in pleasure and abundance and gratitude and bliss, you're starting from these energy centers in the body, the heart, the third eye, to get more creative downloads, to start gaining more clarity and direction in your life, to see things more clearly. And then here to our non-physical, to the broader perspective of life. And in quantum physics, most of what we don't see, what is invisible, is 99.999%. That is energy, frequency, vibration. That's what's all around us. What we see with our senses, what we see, smell, touch, taste, is 0.0001%. If you look around, holy shit, that's nothing, and it's everything. 0.0001 is nothing, but it's everything. 99.999 is non-physical, it's invisible, it's nothing, yet it's everything. So when we learn how to work with these frequencies and get into these elevated emotions and live in our heart, our third eye, our crown, connecting to the non-physical, we start to become the master creators of our life, because the universe is going to send back anything that's a vibrational match for what we're feeling. And then from an epigenetics perspective, there are three signals. Our body is basically a protein body, and our body picks up on signals. And there are three ways that you can disrupt those signals. Trauma, meaning if you fall and you hurt yourself. Toxins in the environment that come into our body. And thought. Your thoughts alone can literally kill you or heal you. And I can send you all of this information. Bruce Lipton, who is ahead of his time in epigenetics, and obviously Joe Dispenza is someone that I'm following as well, and Carl Jung in psychology. So there is all of this evidence now, my love. This is not just a thought. There is so much cutting edge science that shows you that the power of thought alone can literally heal your body. So the reason why I created the pleasure portal is because we are going to learn how to pattern disrupt these negative thoughts. We are going to learn how to somatically and emotionally get these emotions that have been trapped in our body for a long period of time out of the body and clear it out to make space for what it is that we do desire. We're going to find pleasure in the mundane, in our daily lives, and the things that bring us joy. This is my coffee. I love it so much. It brings me so much joy and so much pleasure, and I'm so grateful for it. And truly, I truly am. I truly am grateful for the phone, for the computer, that I have access to communicate this information for you. Just taking moments to really express gratitude. And I'm going to teach you really beautiful embodiment practices that are going to help us tap into this part of ourselves, our sensuality, our sexuality, our sexual energy, our life force energy. They're going to tap us into our heart. That are going to connect us more to ourselves, to our body. I wake up every morning and I'm like, Grand Rising to the 70 trillion cells in my body. 70 trillion cells in this body. She's such a well-oiled machine. She is an incredible, incredible machine. She's meant to heal us. And now we know, and we didn't. It's like, forgive me for I did not know what I know now, and now we know. And now we are ready to take action in our lives. And now we are ready to say, I'm the master creator of my reality, and I get to have fucking fun, and I get to love my life. I get to fall in love with life, so life falls in love with me. And that's not to say that things aren't going to happen. When there is an event outside of us, so for me, my divorce or my parents' divorce, when there's an event that's outside of us that alters the chemicals within our body, and we talk about it and we think about it and we talk about it and we think about it and we talk about it and we think about it. The event has already happened, but yet we keep talking about it and we keep having the thought about it, and then we keep creating the same chemicals about it. So now something that's already happened a week ago, we're still talking about it. A week later, 4 months later, 4 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later. We're living in the past, in the predictable past. So we're creating a predictable future. Because if our thoughts and our feelings are what create, and we're living and thinking about our emotionally unavailable father, or my parents' divorce, or my divorce, and I keep living in that place, I'm just creating a predictable future of something that's going to think and feel a similar vibration. We get to change that. We get to change that. And it's not that things aren't going to happen. Like I said, I recorded this whole call already, and I was downloading it, and it broke. I didn't have it. And an older version of Danielle would have been pissed, frustrated. Oh my God, I have to record this all over again. And now I'm like, awesome. Actually, I get to re-say this, remember this, explain this, because the more I explain it and share it, the more that it just gets deeper into my body. And it's my honor and privilege to share this information. But an older version of me would have been really annoyed that I had to do that. But so by doing this work, it just shortens the length of time that you become emotionally charged by something. You don't live in it. It happened. It becomes wisdom. My parents' divorce, my divorce becomes wisdom. I'm no longer emotionally charged by it. Someone that hurt me in the past, I no longer feel that resonance, that oof.